Hello, welcome to Strange Turns. I am Matt Cook. I'm going to be the dungeon master for this campaign, which is called Outsiders. That's all I have to say before I introduce the players. So we'll start over here.
Hi, I'm Shannon Coffey. I'm a writer, actor, director, comedian, and a host. And I have a cool podcast called I Keep Hearing that is weekly, which I co-host with somebody else in this campaign. I wonder if you'll ever find out who.
It's not me. Hi, I'm Allie Goertz. I'm a writer and a musician. I'm currently making a Nine Inch Nails cover album called Peeled Back.
Hello, my name is Cruz. I'm a former high school teacher turned actor, comedian, writer, and now a D&D expert.
Hey, I'm Rob Michael Hugel. I am not a former high school teacher. I'm an actor, writer, comedian, and I also co-host a podcast called I Keep Hearing.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Nice. My turn?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Elyse Brandau. I am a former high school student. That's what I thought you were going to say, Chris, and I was like, good for you. I am an actor and a writer, and a hired gun if you need. Let me know.
Okay, that brings it to me. I'm Ruha Taslimi. I am an actor, writer, improviser, comedian. You can find me performing a lot at UCB or at a farmer's market. Only those two places.
All right, so we are going to be playing D&D. This is essentially 5th edition. There is some homebrew stuff, so if you played D&D before, there's probably going to be some things where you're like, wait a minute, that's not how this normally happens. But if you haven't played before, you should probably still be able to follow along. If you're in the Twitch chat, just have fun, be kind, don't spam the channel.
Bully each other, be mean. That's what I think.
Do you, but just know that just like in D&D, you can do whatever you want, but there will be consequences for your choices. Anyway, that said, let's all have fun, and you know what? Here, let's go to the opening. I hope you enjoy this, and let's start this thing. Start this story in the middle of the ocean on a massive ocean liner called the Star Tracer. It is a massive ship, 8 decks, nearly 800 feet long from bow to stern. It is the pride of the industry giant known as Vital Horizons Solutioneering, which was previously known as Varko Industries. The ship on its own would be a wonder of mechanical engineering, but this particular ocean liner has been enhanced and outfitted with something called vitalic current technology, which is capable of producing miraculous effects, and it is also patented by Vital Horizon Solutioneering, also known as VHS. This ship, the Star Tracer, is making its journey from Ostport City to New Valentos, and they're trying to do it in record time, something that the VHS PR team has been especially vocal about. And we're about 11 days at sea on what is supposed to be a 20-day journey. It's night, particularly clear skies on this massive ship. But we're going to start at the very bottom of the ship in cold storage. You two, Rob and Chris, it's very cold here, nearly freezing. You are behind a heavy locked door, and there's also a door that you are guarding. You're in the belly of the ship. There's a low hum of the engine. The two of you are guarding a vault that is protected by 2 clockwork automatons soldiers. Can you describe your characters?
Okay. My character's name is Helmer. He's a late middle-aged man. He's weathered. He has seen some stuff in his life. He's been to war. He's got a big scar across his forehead. He kind of looks like Steve Buscemi
Nice.
now. and and he's got salt and pepper hair and a goatee, and he wears a leather like armored leather jacket. He he carries a blunderbuss on his shoulder. It's like a big gun with a big spout.
I needed to know that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was like,
You don't know a blunderbuss? It's like a musket, yeah.
Yeah.
not from my world, but sure.
Is that a sufficient description?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. The first description. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was
got
great.
through it.
Great
I
job.
got through it.
And then standing next to Helmer is
A figure that is 6'8", braided hair. If you need a reference, I'd say like an MCU reference would be Idris Elba in Thor kind of vibes. Braided hair, braided locks, reddish, super tall, 6'8". Name's Guntar the Great, or Guntar the Great, as he would say.
How tall is
Too
he?
large.
How tall is he though?
Oh, 6'8". Okay. 6'8". 6'8". Did I say that?
No.
He's 6'8". Oh, he's super tall. He's 6'8".
Okay.
Two large knives, a shield, reddish hair,
Right.
always a scowl on his face, but a warmth in his heart. And he is a dwarf.
But how tall?
6'8".
Oh, okay.
But if you ask Guntar, he is a dwarf.
Okay. Oh,
He was raised by dwarfs, and so he is a dwarf.
respect.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How tall is Helmer?
Oh, like 5'8".
Good to know.
It's like a full foot difference.
Yeah.
Amazing.
They're different. An odd couple.
I want that prom photo.
Guntar's a dwarf, but he has recently been wondering why he is taller than anyone else he grew up with.
And only recently.
Only recently.
Okay.
Only recently. Only recently.
You are guarding a vault alongside two faceless, copper-plated soldiers that you can even hear like the faint, like when it's quiet in there, you can hear that from inside of them, just like kind of moving. Guntar, you usually take the night to morning shift.
Yes.
And then you usually take the morning to evening shift. So there's a little bit of like right now it's kind of like both of you are there, just sort of guarding this vault. As your shift is ending, the security chief walks in. She's a dwarven woman, not quite as tall as you, but she has like kind of a ruddy skin, blue-black hair, and she has braids which are kind of banded by these like silver bands. And she just walks in and she's like, all right, how's it been? Anything happen?
All's been quiet here.
Guntar, you see anything unusual?
Nothing unusual.
These things, these contraptions working as expected?
Ticking away.
All right, well, let's get paid. And she's like, Helmer, you're dismissed, but if I can talk to you for a minute. And sort of pulls you aside. She's like looking around. She's like, listen, there's some rumors going around. Your work before this, well, what did you do?
I'm an enforcer. One of the best.
Give me an intimidation check.
I will note that Guntar is not listening to this conversation because he respects a dwarven person's privacy.
Also, he might be too
only
tall
dwarven.
to actually hear the conversation.
Sound doesn't travel well.
Yeah.
12.
Well, she's like, okay, save the spiel. Look, I just need someone to do it that's not me. So look, and she pulls you kind of closer. She's like, look, I'm sure you've heard about the games and the gambling that happens here. I had a particularly good night with somebody, and they need to pay me back, and they have not paid me back. So I'm wondering if you could maybe help ameliorate that situation for me.
It
Great.
sounds like a job for the Whisperer.
And that's you?
Yes, Helmer the Whisperer.
Helmer
I'm
the
sure you've
Whisperer.
heard of me.
Totally. Absolutely.
Yes.
Great. She's like, and I have to go to a meeting for the senior staff. So,
You have nothing to worry about.
I'm sure. Great. And she just kind of like peels off. You guys split your ways. You're guarding this place alone right now with these automatons, which has been like part of the course for you for a little bit now. Okay, from there, we're gonna cut to the senior staff meeting on the main deck in the very top of the ship. where waking up from a nap. Having already set the course this morning, your job is done. It's been done. But you are usually more awake at nights. Do you want to describe your character?
Oh, well, my name is Dazzle, but my friends call me Daz. And I'm Catfolk. I'm the navigator of this ship. And you might find me lounging around because I'm very good at my job. I love to eat. I love yummy treats and nice little sleepy times. I am absolutely beautiful as cats go. I'm going to get us to our destination in the quickest, most efficient way possible.
Hell yeah.
With plenty of time to spare for naps and treats and fun times at night.
As it should be on a luxury liner. The staff meeting is, you can tell, like, as you're kind of waking up, like, you can see, it's like a part of the course, like a nightly staff meeting. There's the captain you see kind of walking in, and she's like an elven woman, blonde hair, like a tied ponytail. This is Captain Logan's. And she's being kind of tailed by a half-elfin man, Keith Pandrell, who is like pulling on, like, a lot of the staff kind of wear gloves, like unnecessarily so. It's just sort of like a status
I think
thing.
gloves are always necessary.
I mean, sure, necessary gloves. Yes, and Keith sort of like trails the captain, and then everyone sort of assembles in this, like, not quite conference room. It's more like a general gathering range. And you know this too, that not everybody on this ship speaks the same language. So Keith is essentially the translator. So he goes up there, and as he's getting ready, you see he reaches into his coat pocket and pulls out like a rattling pillbox of capsules. Unscrews it, dumps one into his hand, these little blue capsules, pops it in. And you know this is the MX99 capsules.
Absolutely.
He takes one of these, his eyes flash for a moment, he moves his hands around, and then suddenly he starts like calling everybody to attention. And it's a little bit of an unnerving experience because you can hear what he's saying in his language, which is Citrenin, but you also can hear what he means. It's like he's like on the fly translating to everybody in this room. And then the captain starts speaking, and he is translating for her. She basically just says, "All right, everybody, it's going to be a regular drill. We're on course. Thank you, Dazzle. We will be on course. We're on course. We're about 9 days out. So everybody knows your stations. Any questions? Come to me. And otherwise, we should be on course. All right, as you were." And just sort of wraps it up. It's very business as usual. Just sort of heads back to her office, and Keith just followed her. What do you do?
I follow them and I listen at the
Okay.
door
Okay.
because I'm curious.
So yeah, they kind of wander the halls, and for a little bit it's like crowds, and you kind of blend into the crowds. But as you get closer and closer to the actual captain's quarters, to her office, it's just the three of you there. And she's like, "Oh, Dazzle, yes, did you have a question?"
I did. But it seems like you two have some business. I can just stand here
Oh,
while you discuss it,
I was
and
just
then
going to look at reports, and you know, I'm always so busy. You know.
Of course.
It's like hurting. It's like a lot.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
You can tell she is like, "Whoops."
that's very interesting that you put it that way. I think you should do what you said you were just going to look at reports.
Yes. I'll get to it. And she just kind of darts in there, but Keith stands there at the door. And he's like, "First mate."
Keith. How was that MX99 for you?
Well, you know, it's a necessary evil, but does the job.
It definitely does. Can I refill your bottle or?
I think this should get me through the trip. We can replenish. Did you have questions about this? Is there something you would like to? Is there a question about, vitalic current that I can explain to you, or I can answer?
Yes, I would love to know how you got your supply.
Well, I was sort of issued. I registered back in Ostport, and
Of course.
they told me that I could practice this if it was in service of the ship. So they issued me small amounts for my duties as translator.
And it's your first time using.
I had to go through some basic training back home, but yeah, it's still new. Yeah.
Well, you're doing a great job.
Give me a persuasion check. Actually, with advantage.
I thought you were gonna say, "Give me a purr."
Give me a
I was
purr.
like, oh my gosh.
Give him a purr,
Give you
too.
a purr.
Persuasion.
Give me a purr.
Let's get a purr.
Oh,
I'm uncomfortable.
same thing.
I don't like this.
All right.
So my first one is 20,
Hell yeah.
and second one's 15. So
Okay, 20.
20.
Just like, thank you. That means a lot coming from a fellow senior staff member. It's huge. Thank you. And you're doing a great job too. We're making great time. Everyone's talking about it.
Thank you, thank you. I really have been trying my best.
Yeah, you're doing a fantastic job.
So, you think the captain wanted to chat about something?
Honestly, and with that 20 persuasion check, I think he's like, oh, we're friends now. He's like, I feel like she's just in there screwing around. I don't feel like she doesn't. Don't you feel like she doesn't really do anything?
I'm not sure what's happening with the captain.
I
I've
feel
been
like-
a little curious.
Like, I don't think she's actually had any sailing experience. I think she's just like a manager.
Okay, I didn't want to accuse her of never. I don't think she's
You
ever
didn't
been
hear
on
from me.
on any body of water at all. Or
I haven't
anything
asked.
like
I didn't
that.
want to ask. I didn't want to ask.
Yeah, I don't think she's ever been on a boat before, or let alone a ship this size.
Yeah, well, that's who they put in charge. So,
She's always looking at paperwork.
I mean, she's holding paperwork.
Oh, that's true. I've never seen her look at it.
Yeah.
When I said go ahead and look, she left the room.
She's. I don't know what she's doing in there, but look, I'm not gonna rock the boat. Pun intended.
Okay, I guess I assumed it would be an important position.
I feel like with all of us doing most of the important stuff, the thing just sells itself, you know?
I guess so. Okay,
All right.
well, let me know if you need me.
Will do. Do you head anywhere after this?
I'm still sleepy.
Okay. So you just head back to quarters?
I'm still sleepy, but I'm also a little hungry.
Okay.
I'd like to get a snack.
Okay. So we'll to the galley then.
Yeah.
Which is great, because that's where I was going to cut to next. Deck C, the parlor deck, we find you in a busy kitchen, trying really hard not to say like 55 burgers, 55 shakes, 55 fries. But can you describe yourself?
Yes. I'm Zythe. I'm the chef. I am incredible at what I do. Even if I'm serving kibble for maybe, a cat on deck, it is just beautiful. It's
serving kibble.
Yeah, it's deliciously just like plated. And I know how to crack pretty much everyone. Honestly, I can feed anyone and everyone, and I'll even feed my enemies as long as they haven't crossed me too bad. But it's important to know that I really don't forgive or forget, so I will tamper with food. I will. I am a lilac, half orc, half tiefling, right? Yeah. And I have also like lilac hair and some like really cool horns that I like to like wrap my hair around and like look really cool. And yeah, I have little fangs that pop out, and I have neon green eyes that I'm always kind of like daggering into people. So just watch out. I'm intense.
God.
And I'm really good with knives.
It's true.
Yeah.
You have knife skills.
So,
Okay.
So you're busy in the kitchen. Things are kind of hectic. This man comes in. He's like an half air elemental with like bluish white hair and like little bespectacled glasses. Comes in and he's like, real quick, what did you make? Like, what are you serving tonight?
oh, tonight I'm serving for the masses because I do have some people who need special dishes. We have some allergies on deck, but overall everybody's getting crab cakes tonight. But they have like edible glitter in them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that I crafted myself. It's like they're all from like little shrimp legs that I took myself and painted metallic through a process that you guys don't really understand. So I'm not even gonna break down.
I truly do not understand it.
Yeah, it's really good. Crab cakes with asparagus and bread and butter because that's my favorite food as a chef.
So this man comes in, and you recognize this man immediately. He's been here. He's done this like almost every single night on the ship. This is Angus Lampshire, who is the assistant of
I know him.
Varko.
He's kind of annoying.
Yeah. And he's like, Chef Zythe, hello. Is this now a good time?
No, you know it's not a good time. I'm in the middle of making everyone's dinner, but sure. Let me guess. She needs something.
Yes. It's just I wonder if I could. There's just maybe a little too much. How do I say this? A little too much crab in the crab cakes.
What? Too much crab in the crab?
Yeah.
Okay,
She's very particular. She's very important.
I know you don't want to lose your job. I'm not worried about losing my job.
Of course
I mean,
not. No.
I'm not gonna lose my
If
job.
I gave that impression, that wasn't the impression I gave.
Can you tell me, do you think there's too much crab in the crab cakes?
Well, I haven't eaten. I think it's fine, but this is not my call.
I was kind of thinking maybe it's your job to decrab her crab cake since you're her little assistant man.
Give me an intimidation check.
That's a 2.
2 plus anything?
Wait, plus 2?
So 4. Yeah, still not.
Not very
He's like,
Aw, man.
well, I don't know how to do that. So either I throw this out and then she doesn't eat, or hopefully there's something else I could bring her instead. Something custom from you, maybe.
Yeah, hold on. I think she's a Pop-Tart girl. I'm gonna make a Pop-Tart for her.
Okay.
A homemade Pop-Tart.
Homemade Pop-Tart.
But
Yeah.
she likes fruity things all the time. Whenever I try to give her anything savory, she's like, it's too crabby, it's too this.
All right. Custom Pop-Tart from Chef Zythe. I think that will make her very happy, actually. Thank you, as always. Sorry for the trouble. Ooh.
Poor guy.
Smells yummy in here. Oh, Angus, you were just leaving.
Oh, excuse me. Yes, sorry. Just in a bit of a rush.
Dad. You know what? I was gonna make a Pop-Tart right now, but I think I'm gonna delay that because I kind of want to open this can of tuna that I found and just see. I know you think canned tuna isn't that good, but this one,
What kind is it?
it was all the way in the back of the cupboard. I didn't even bring it here. It was just here.
What makes you think this can is special if it was abandoned in the back of the cupboard?
on the bottom of it is the expiration date, and it's been expired for about 5 years.
Okay. You know, you take good care of me. You take good care of me, Chef.
Yeah.
But you know, we've been over this. I don't like gross old tuna or kibble.
No, but you do like things that are outside of the box. And in this
I do.
case, this is, you know, I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that I've always given you the freshest food because what you don't really know about yourself, Daz, is that your palate is a little funky.
Listen, I like what I like. Well, what are you gonna do with it? You know I won't eat it straight. I'd like it with some peanut butter and a thin slice of pineapple on a bed of arugula.
I feel like I would eat that.
But you have to smell it fresh out of the can.
Okay, I'll smell it. Oh, I pass out.
Oh, God.
Actually, give me a Constitution saving throw.
16.
There's like definitely like your eyes kind of blink a little bit, and you get a little dizzy, but you don't fully pass out. But it's pretty off, pretty rank.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, you know, I wouldn't feed it to you without also trying it. So just so we can. It's good. it's hitting. Listen.
I gotta ask you for a Constitution saving throw.
10.
You -1.
-1.
So a 9.
Got it.
You can feel like your tongue getting warm, and then it just starts to get really dry and chalky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I might be having an allergic reaction. So, I won't feed this to you. I was excited because, listen, the coolest thing is finding, you know, stuff in your local environment to cook, you know? So,
I agree. And I do love your. Are you okay?
you know what's crazy is that no one on my staff has offered me a glass of water right now.
I'll get you a glass of water.
Thank you.
When you go to do that, another person comes up and interrupts your kitchen. It's this human guy who you know very well, Kerrington, Hale, who's like the maitre d' essentially. He kind of runs the restaurant, and he's just like, Chef Zythe, is now a good time?
Sure. I mean, do I look weird? My mouth is on fire. I'm gagging.
Oh, someone should give you some water. Anyway, can I ask you a question? I need your help.
There's a picture right there, but no, don't worry about it.
He's like, he kind of pulls you aside a little bit. He's like, so, do you remember a couple days ago we had that conversation and you told me, I was telling you about how I was like down on my luck.
Oh, yeah.
And I just needed a break, and you told me to have more of I shouldn't have like a lacking mindset. I need to have an abundance mindset.
Yeah, remember, just attract the positivity. I was like, think positive, good things will
So
come.
I took your advice, and I went to the gambling. Can someone get some water?
You think this tiny pause would be quicker?
But listen, I lost a lot of money.
Jeez, that is the lack of abundance.
Yeah.
I mean, I just told you to do the opposite. Were you thinking negative things the entire time?
I was really trying not to, but sometimes they're just very intrusive, the negative thoughts.
Oh, gosh.
But I ended up owing money to a kind of a very scary member of the senior staff.
Oh, okay. Well, they're not going to come here, right? Just
I
why don't
don't
you
know.
hide under something?
I just know they have a lot of connections and they seem a little scary. So is there anything, I know you've got knife skills, I don't know if you're able to just, and you can be, I don't know if you know this, but you can be kind of scary sometimes to some people. Do
I don't know about that.
you think you could maybe put in a word or try to, help with that?
Put in a word?
I don't know.
With who?
With Chief Pelvo?
I mean, listen, man. Don't you have any way to muster up more money? This is a ship full of people. Think about it. I'm sure you could do something else. Think more abundantly. Sell your buns, bro.
Sell buns.
Sell your buns if you got it.
Can I borrow some money then, maybe?
My wallet is never in the kitchen. Money is so nasty. It's so gross.
That's true.
It's such a nasty, disgusting thing that we have to touch all the time.
It's the root of all evil in many
Yeah,
ways.
honestly, I don't really even have money. I kind of just, I eat here and...
You don't have any money?
No, not. I really brought like $3, so...
Now I'm feeling like I shouldn't have taken your advice on this. Well, I'll figure something out. And he just kind of is like, thanks, and just kind of leaves.
Hey, there's toilet paper on your shoe.
What?
There's definitely toilet paper.
There definitely is. All right, from there, we'll cut to deck E, the recreation deck, to a passenger room. Just one bed in here. We find you poring over some notes, probably. Do you want to describe your character?
Yeah, my character is Reznin. She is a half-elf who resembles a singer-songwriter. I don't remember his name off the top of my head. Doesn't sound like the name of my character. I would describe Reznin as a punk rock elf, steampunk, goggles, fingerless gloves, loves fingerless gloves, adorned with a lot of ye old Hot Topic.
So you have been reading over these documents that were sent to you. They've essentially given you instruction that the 3 items you're supposed to retrieve are 1, a silver ring that is inset with an emerald, a diamond necklace, and a set of golden horn bands, which in this world would be the kinds of bands that tieflings or other creatures with horns wear around their horns. And you've kind of just been going through your head of different ways of approaching and how to acquire these. But essentially, you know that there is a vault near the bottom level of the ship. There is sort of a catwalk that approaches that. You could reach that catwalk by a kind of a baggage area. If you can probably make your way to that first baggage area, you could probably you could stealth your way into the vault and then try to figure out how to get in from there.
Okay, good to know.
Do you have any ideas about that plan?
Well, I've been waiting for a sign.
Yeah.
So I know that I've been trying to kind of keep a low profile and
Okay.
just kind of keep my eye on who's coming and going. So I feel like I have a pretty good awareness of when people have their shifts,
Hell yeah.
when guards are coming and going. I don't really know. Do I have any experience with these type of clock guards before? I feel like I've come across a lot of guards in my past.
These are probably pretty new.
These are newer
Yeah,
technology.
a lot. These automaton guards are sort of very new and cutting edge technology.
Okay.
Go ahead, just for your knowledge of the guards and the shifts and things like that. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. And this is basically going to represent your time clocking them over while you've been at sea.
Okay, nat 19 and
Hell yeah.
then +2.
Hell yeah.
21.
So that will give you advantage on your stealth checks when you make this, because you've been monitoring this clear enough to know when these shift changes happen. That said, there is a faint knock at your door, just a quick
Okay, I try and peek under to see what type of... Can I see anything from under the door at all?
make a perception check.
18.
Well, shit.
You catch the faintest edge of like a foot shadow.
Okay.
Just clearing the edge of the thing, and then there's
There.
nothing there.
Okay. So I open briefly, looking immediately down at the floor to see if anyone left a note.
There is a note folded up right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quickly grab the note.
And it just says, "This is the signal."
Okay.
And then it says, "Devour this immediately."
Okay. Like, by the way, my character talks and acts a lot like Kristen Stewart, but she is very charming and persuasive despite that. So don't let it throw
wow.
you. Don't let it throw
Harsh.
you. You're all charmed by it. So I'm kind of like talking to myself, like, oh my god, not again. Okay. And then I like look at it, I'm like, oh, okay. And then I eat it.
So what do you do? How do you
First
approach?
things, yeah. So I make sure I have my flintlock and short sword in tow. Feel like I had like a little map that I drew of everything, so I know fastest way to go and get to the baggage area.
Let's go ahead and give me a stealth check with advantage. I'll see how this goes.
First was 4, second was 3. Woohoo, okay, so 4.
4,
Yeah, so a 6.
6. Normally, you've got a pretty clear idea of like how this shift changes.
The paper like really, it's like really distracting me how bad the paper
Yeah,
tastes. And
it's like waxy.
I don't even know where I am.
Yeah, it was on the floor. But as you're kind of cutting through here, you don't run into any guards.
Okay.
But you just run into like just people.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
You pass a distraught-looking human man who's just like, I gotta figure out this money situation. This isn't good. Just kind of like pacing like out here in the hallway. You're able to just scoot past him, not running into any guards, but he does sort of like interrupt your whole timeline you had worked out.
Yeah.
But you are able to make it to the baggage thing. There is somebody there that's just loading. They don't look like a guard. They just look like a worker or something. That's just kind of like, you looking for something?
All good, thanks.
Did you need something?
Sorry, I'm good.
Okay, well, you just staying in the doorway then?
My friends all left me earlier. I'm just kind of
Oh.
moseying around the ship.
Well, were they here earlier? There was a guy 4 minutes ago that he was going on about something.
Is it cool if I just hang here for a second? I'm just kind of a lone wolf.
Give me a persuasion check.
1.
What were you saying about
Farming?
This paper really did a
Kristen
number on me.
Stewart.
All about the paper. There, it's the paper.
Once the Kristen Stewart voice came on.
It's just like, we're not supposed to do that, so yeah, you probably can't stay here.
And so where is he relative to me? Like, is he on a lower platform?
It's about even footing. He's kind of, it's like kind of a storage room with like, you can see like a stairwell that goes down behind him. And then there's just like, shelves with like different people's luggage kind of all stacked up. And it looked like, this place is usually unoccupied, but it looked like he came down here to like unload something for somebody. So he's probably, I don't know, 10, 15 feet away from you.
I'm debating whether or not to try to run away or to try to throw something at him.
Your choice.
How far would it be for me to run? Like, what is the next place that I'm trying to get to relative to him?
I would say it's probably like 20 or 30 feet. It's not a huge room.
Is there a door at the other side, or is it
It's just like a stairwell that goes down.
All right. Actually, I see them. I'm going to go.
Okay.
And then I start
Great.
walking.
Have a good night.
Okay.
He just kind of goes back to his thing. Are you just around in the corner?
Yeah, I'm just going to go like I know where I'm going
Okay.
and act like I saw my friend and just carry on.
As soon as you leave, he's like, that's problem solved for him.
I was about to kill that guy. That's good.
I got that sense.
First murder in the
Boy.
That's a strange turn.
Oh my god.
Give me a perception check.
6.
6.
I'm rolling
Dang.
bad. I was rolling great and then rolling bad.
Yeah, I think with that, you're not able to discern if this guy left. Like whatever crowd you kind of milled into, it's like chaotic enough where you can't get a clear line of sight if that guy left or not.
Okay.
So we'll come back to you and we'll give it another shot.
Sounds good.
Meanwhile, in the shelter deck, in the Varko suite, which is a massive, probably like 3 or 4 units like put together. Like this is like the penthouse suite of this ship. Is your character? Do you want to describe your character?
My character's name is Diana Varko. She is Varko royalty, so she is like granddaughter of first Varko. And her uncle discovered the power that can power this boat. It's the first Julius.
Varko, yeah.
He went mysteriously missing right? Yes. And so she kind of is the face. She's the face of the boat. She's shaking hands, kissing babies. I think she's a party girl you like, if that's possible.
Like a charming Kristen Stewart.
These two telling us how likable they are.
She's a
Very likable.
within the socialite realm, she's a very Effie Hunger Games, but then there is another side of her because she always thought, if I make everyone else happy, then I can be happy, and it's fine. And she realized she was a shell of a person. So now
She realized.
she has like an alternate persona, but she's just a little like, maybe I can use this for myself for once.
What are you doing at this moment?
What am I doing at this moment?
Like, what is Diana doing at this moment?
I just cannot get this butterfly bobby pin to stick. It's supposed to go right here. I have to meet 14 nuns, and I am starving.
You hear a knock at your chamber, and Angus, your assistant, walks in, and he's like, so I sent the order back. I don't know if you wanted it or not, but I know that you've complained before about crab cakes, so I told the chef that there's too much crab in the crab cakes, but now they're making you a custom thing, so that should be very good.
Custom thing?
Some kind of pastry, like a fresh fruit pastry, I believe is how he described it.
That is so sweet. Thank them for me, will you? I mean, I would have eaten the crab cake. I really would have. I appreciate the creativity. I just
in the past, I remember.
It was a little, after the third crab cake.
They're happy to do whatever they can. You're a very important person.
Oh, no, I'm not. If I was important, I would be doing more than maybe butterflies. I don't know in my hair.
Are you ready to go?
No, it's going to take me exactly another 7 minutes. I have 3 more butterflies to put in my hair.
And he pulls out this like pocket watch and he's like, it's just that there is a meeting with the captain and Mr. Bracer.
Oh, that before the nuns. Okay, yes, right, okay. Of course, you know what? And she takes something else out and she puts in a flower instead. Ah, that's perfect.
Spectacular.
Great.
All right, let's go. And he just kind of like drags you kind of like through the ship.
Okay,
Like
okay,
just sort of
right.
like leading you to this meeting. We'll cut back to that really quickly. What are you after you hung out in the kitchen? What happened after that?
I'm exploring.
Okay. Because your course is set.
My course is set.
Just hanging around the ship, or is there any places that Dazzle normally goes to?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to lay at the edge of the deck.
Okay.
And like right on the it's actually this tiny sill
Okay.
that you wouldn't think I'd fit on,
Yeah.
but I do lay out and fit perfectly.
Hell yeah.
So I'm just balancing there, soaking it all in, and seeing if anything catches my interest.
Yeah. It's a clear night. Lots of stars in the sky. With the lull of the ocean, it's like a very relaxing experience, and you're kind of chilling out there. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay, that was 8.
8? Yeah, seems like a great night. Nothing to worry about. Nothing bad's happening. Guntar, you're in a cold storage. It's been a little bit. You're kind of just hanging here with these automatons. What's Guntar thinking about? What's going on internally for him?
Guntar is curious as to why the guards are guarding guards.
You mean why
am I as a hired guard guarding a guard? That's all he's thinking about.
Okay.
Now. And he's also wondering what Helmer was discussing earlier.
Give me first an intelligence check, just raw.
8.
And then what's your intelligence modifier?
Nothing.
Okay, so 8.
So he remains confused.
Yeah, I would say that is accurate. And then give me a perception check.
19.
19. This is kind of you listening in. You know Helmer from back in the day. You know the kinds of stuff he got into.
Yes.
And you probably heard him say the phrase whisperer.
Yeah. Yeah. Ironically, I did hear him say the phrase whisperer. Yes. And
whisperer.
And Guntar is a bit disturbed by the fact that a fellow dwarf might be engaging in such greedy dirty affairs that Helmer tends to. Helmer is of another species. He can do what he will. I try. A different clan, a different world, but my fellow dwarf, I'm disappointed.
As you're kind of mulling it over and like thinking about these guards, it's colder and colder in here, which probably, I don't know, that you can decide how that feels to you.
Doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Guntar has never liked the cold.
Yeah.
He's very warm inside.
You hear this sort of like catch,
Hello.
especially with that 19 perception check, just kind of like being focused in this quiet, cold storage chamber. You hear this like, and
Hello?
one of the guards just sort of like seizes up and like one of the automatons and just starts like marching towards you.
Immediately, Guntar takes his knife and just hits it.
All right, for this, I'm gonna say roll initiative. So this thing marches up towards you and it just reels back and goes to like slam you with its cudgel. Mm-hmm. That's gonna be a 15 to hit.
14.
14. So it just hits you. This thing slams into you. Luckily, I rolled really poorly on damage, so you take only 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
As this thing just sort of like catches you off guard, marches right towards you, and just like slams at you. The other one is like totally motionless while this is happening.
Yes.
You said you were slashing at it, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So as it kind of slams into you, go ahead and make an attack with your short sword?
Large knife.
Large knife.
I have two large knives.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a d20.
15 total.
That hits. Okay. And go ahead and roll damage for that. So
5. 1 and then plus 4. 5.
not a lot of damage, but pretty sizable chunk. It's back to them. It kind of like after that happens, it kind of like starts to like regain its composure after this happens, and it unlike a human, it doesn't like process damage. It just keeps like marching towards you. I am going to cut to something real quick to interrupt this a little bit. Give me another stealth check.
Okay. 20.
That's really good. You're able to kind of like poke your head in to that chamber, and with a 20, you're able to get down, and you're back on track. You kind of like, you've memorized this stuff now, so you're able to get back down. The only thing between you and getting to the opening of where you know the vault is this catwalk. So for that, just give me an acrobatics check.
1.
A natural 1?
Yeah, natural 1.
Oh my God. You start to cross it, and then your foot catches in some fluid that seems to have been leaking, and you catch it a little too late. So
My
give
new
me-
boots.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
19.
19. So you slip and you catch yourself before you like kind of like go sliding off the edge of this thing.
These fingerless gloves I keep telling you about.
Yeah, it leaves the open for the grips. Give me one more stealth check.
18.
With that, you're lucky enough that nobody came by while that was happening and caught a glimpse, and you're able to reach the vault, which when you get up there, you hear some commotion and clanging. Something's going on there. Meanwhile, inside the vault, or inside the cold storage, this thing tries to swing at you again. Mm-hmm. So, and that's a 15, which is your AC, right?
My AC is 14.
Just barely hits you. That sucks.
Don't kill Guntar.
Oh my god.
Too soon.
So soon.
Right at the beginning.
So that's another 3 points of damage.
That's 6 down.
6 down.
I mean, you have a lot.
3.
Oh my god.
One less mouth to feed. That's back.
That's the mouth that defeat.
So what do you do?
I decide to wake up the other one
Okay.
by hitting it.
Okay.
See if it will kind of just create a commotion so I
Love
can
that.
kind of get out of this situation.
Okay, the other one's motionless, so go ahead and make your attack roll on that one with advantage.
Here we go. 11.
Just misses. Well, no, you wanted that to hit.
Yeah, I wanted that to.
So you kind of just like, there's just chaos here, and the
Yeah.
cold is getting to you.
Right,
It seems
yeah,
to be.
of course.
So like you go to swing at this thing, and it just your muscle seizes up, and everything feels off.
I jump to the other one to take cover.
It does try to swing at you. It's gonna have a hard time doing that because you have that's a 14, but that doesn't hit you because your AC has a +5 right now because you have cover. So this thing kind of slams into it,
And it
misses you, but it hits the other one,
yeah.
which does activate it.
Which
Oh
is what
no.
which is what I was maybe trying to do because I wanted them to fight if they could.
Yeah, that seems like to be what's happening.
Okay.
As those two are kicking on, this is not how you normally run combat, but I'm gonna keep cutting around, so hold that thought. Helmer, The instructions you were given were to find this man Kerrington, he's one of the guys who works in the restaurant. He kind of runs it, but he owes Chief Pelbo money. She told you to look for him as the maitre d'. So when you get down to like the main restaurant here, you see the person behind the counter. Doesn't look like a very tough guy. He looks a little nervous. He's kind of like grabbing his hair and like pulling at it.
Hello.
Hello, did you have a reservation, sir?
No.
Okay, well, just one.
I'd like to speak to you around the corner, please.
I'm sorry, is this about?
Join me around the corner, please.
Give me an intimidation check.
It's 10.
I can't leave my post. Is there something I can talk to you about?
You're in a lot of trouble.
I'll pay you back as soon as I can. I
As
promise.
soon as you can is not enough. You're going to have to pay. Now,
We're in a restaurant full of people right now. Whatever you're trying to do.
I asked you to go around the corner. And you wouldn't. So now,
Right.
we're here.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Nope. He's in the back trying to make this spicy peanut butter pineapple flavor.
I don't understand why people don't like crab cakes.
Just tell her, I promise I will pay you back. Okay, I'll do what I can.
We're past promises, buddy.
What do you want me to do?
I have to cut off your finger.
Give me another
And he pulls
intimidation
over.
check.
He's got a little dagger in a holster.
Give me an intimidation check with advantage.
With advantage?
Yeah. You look unhinged in this moment. That's scary.
Okay. It's a 20.
20.
It's a nat 20.
And that's funny.
Natural 20. You can see he just goes pale. Like he just, all of the blood in his face just leaves. And he's just like, I need to keep my fingers. I will figure it out. I will bring money to Chief Pello to like at midnight tonight. I'll figure something out. I'll be there.
Midnight?
It'll happen. Yes, I promise.
11:30.
11:30, sure. I'll do it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Let me tell you something. Life is cruel. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm learning that.
Yes.
It's not just about mindset. It's just life is just cruel.
Yeah.
Did you want a table?
What's on the menu tonight?
All right, we'll cut from there. Meanwhile, there's a locked door that goes into this cold storage. You know that there's this sort of, behind this door is this cold storage unit, and then within that cold storage unit is this vault. So, do you want to lockpick it, or how do you
Yeah.
want to? Okay, go ahead and give me a dexterity check.
18.
18. Yeah, it doesn't take you long. It's like a few clicks, but you're able to just unhinge it, and the door quietly swings open.
Okay.
But inside you can hear what's going on in there.
Right now, Guntar is watching the two combat each other as he hides because he's very weak right now.
Yeah.
He's very weak, but he's also very aggravated, and he feels very hot. He feels extremely hot, and he doesn't know why. But it's calming because it's so cold in there.
So yeah, you walk in and there's like these two copper plated like soldiers, essentially guards, like fighting each other, and you see this like very tall man,
Just
kind of like
6'8".
Okay.
Oh.
Thank you.
6'8".
It was giving like 6'5".
No, 6'8".
But you know, he's hunched over. He looks probably like 6'4" out here. Who's there? Well, here's the thing. I don't know that you would even clock this yet.
Oh.
With the
Draw
stealth
attention
check.
to the copper guys.
Guntar said it anyway, but he just wasn't really asking it. Didn't know who's there? Anyone there? Who's there?
I was writing out his high perception from last time where I was like, all right, good time, go for it.
What do you try to do in this moment?
I quickly like look at them and I take a quick like of my flask because I'm like, this is more than I thought this was gonna be. And then I'm assuming that I'm able to get from point A to point B without causing too much of a scene.
It's kind of a chaotic thing.
Yeah.
There's this room is crowded enough where you could probably kind of like pinball to different spots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To make your way around there without just walking through the middle.
Is there a way to go behind Guntar's line of vision?
Let's find out. Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Yeah, the way he's facing, it's sort of just like there's a
Imagine I'm
couple
seeing them,
pillars.
they're in the center, they're going, and the door's beyond.
All right, I'm gonna.
There's probably some pillars, and if you time it really right, you could probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and time getting to the pillars based on movements of these big guys, hoping that anytime I'm not hidden by a pillar, I'm hidden by them.
Give me a stealth check, and if you want, you can do your burglary advantage.
Yes, I think I will.
Okay.
17.
17, hell yeah. Actually, give me a perception check just to see how this goes. That's enough to outsmart the automatons for sure.
4.
It goes well.
Perception's not well right now.
Crazy shit.
Very hard to see. Very hot right now.
I thought you liked being hot.
No, I am. I do like it.
It is. It's good.
It feels good.
Feels good. Because
Guntar enjoys the heat.
That's all you're thinking. He's been in this freezer this whole time.
You do sort of like, all right, and watch and time and jut and time and just jut back and forth.
The closest to dancing my character ever gets.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a party girl.
You zigzag.
okay.
Okay. Wow.
And I hope I never meet one.
Shots fired.
Still charming though.
I feel romance in the air.
Yeah, that was a little bit flirty.
So you kind of zag your way to this vault, which does seem to be locked.
Okay.
And in this chaos, Guntar, these things are attacking each other. Do you just keep letting them attack, or do you?
I'm waiting for them to have to lower their health so that I have an advantage.
Okay.
And then I can finish them both. Because the thing about Guntar never backs down from a fight.
Oh, shit.
So he is not thinking he is backing down right now. He is just taking the advantage.
In that case, I gotta give you one of these. Whoa. So that's a destiny dice. Everybody can get one during the course of the game if you kind of act in accordance to your drives, which are sort of things that these characters have driving them. If you act in accordance with that, I'll give you one of these guys, which you can add to any roll at any time.
Cool.
And if you act in accordance with your downfalls, you can get a negative one, which you can usually apply to me or anyone else, essentially.
Well, this is a downfall.
That's your downfall?
I never back down from a fight, even if there's no chance of winning.
So swap that out.
Not to nitpick, but
No, you should.
didn't I do it?
With the fame and recognition?
Life is cruel.
Life is cruel. Yeah, you did say life is cruel. And that's your drive, right?
It's something.
But that's when you rolled that 20?
No, it was just something I said.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's got to be an action you take in response to it.
Well, I was gonna cut his finger off.
Okay, well, you didn't have to.
Okay. All right. That's
Keep
fine.
it in mind for the
We
future.
got plenty of time.
I just want to quickly say that one of my drives is the world is due for infusion of fresh ideas and like opening a can of nasty gas
tuna.
That's
Okay, but also fame and recognition, I did do that.
Oh, you didn't take any. You didn't take
I'm
any
just
of it.
saying.
Look what I just unlocked
I'm
with
just
my...
saying. Thank you.
Man.
No,
So it just means I have it, and I can use it whenever.
You can use it whenever.
Okay.
And it's a negative, too, so you want to apply
So I will do it to you.
somebody
So
else.
if I go into this fight again, if I like go back into it and I need to, then I would apply this.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad I have it.
Cool.
Okay.
And yeah, call me out on this stuff. This
is good.
Rules are there for everyone.
collecting more things I don't know how to use.
All right. What am I rolling now?
So yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Is there any way to know if their health is any lower?
Yes, actually, I rolled that. So the one that you had damaged earlier, looks like it is taking a beating from the other one.
Sweet.
So the one that went berserk is kind of getting hammered a little bit.
So I'm gonna hit the one that is taking the beating.
Okay.
18.
All right.
Take that.
Plus
4.
22. That hit. That definitely hits. So go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. 5.
Plus
4.
so 9 points of damage.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You know what? Go ahead and describe how you cut this thing down.
Okay.
Just destroy it.
Yeah. Guntar jumps up and puts the knife through the head all the way down through its entire body, and then starts breathing, and then says,
You hear all that.
I hear that for sure. I'm like, ooh. I'm taking out a sip of my flask.
However, there's still one left.
There is still one left, and I know this is kind of crazy, but I'm going to cut away from that and come back to that. In the kitchen, Kerrington comes back to you, and it's like, Chef's Ice,
Yeah.
a man came here and threatened to cut off my hands if I didn't pay him the money that I owe the person. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry, I don't know who to go to.
Well, where were you when he found you?
I was just over there. He kind of points at the desk, like the podium.
Where someone expects you to be? Didn't I say like lay low?
Well, I had to go to work. I need money.
Okay, so this is the thing. I actually told you to go find money in a new way.
Well, it's a ship. I can't just quit and go find another job on the ship.
Couldn't you have found a cover? Man, I feel like I'm tripping out. I've eaten so many things that are expired today, okay? Like, I honestly can't deal with your problems, and you don't really take my advice.
Well, I did take your advice.
Is something burning?
Is something burning?
See, you're distracting me. I think something's burning. Literally, you didn't think positive, and then you went exactly where I told you not to go.
I was at work. Look, do you think maybe you could just like try to buy me some time? Maybe he's a very scary man, but you seem also.
All right,
scary.
I have an idea. What if we cut up your face a little bit and people won't recognize you?
Like fake cut it up?
No, like cut it up. Like it's like this idea I've had where it's like if people don't like their faces, maybe they just like chop it up.
Go ahead, give me an insight check.
18.
This man is just like regretting lots of choices right now, just playing back like, oh, that was a mistake, these are all bad choices, and he's just like, I'll figure something out, and he just kind of like Homer Simpson's out of the kitchen.
Oh gosh, there is something burning.
Flames behind you.
Okay, the captain's quarters. Diana, you are led by Angus into the captain's quarters for a meeting with Kurt Bracer, who is the representative for VHS, who you know, and the captain.
And can I just ask, Angus, what was this one again? Why right now is so important?
I think Mr. Bracer wanted to talk about how the nature of this journey and doing it as quickly as possible. And I think he had some notes about how to promote that and what to talk about and how to frame it, and was probably hoping to run by some notes on you. I sent over the document. I don't know if you had a chance to read it, but he outlines a few ideas.
Right. Can I be...
Yes, of course, yeah.
I feel like we're doing fine. Why do we have to go faster?
I'm not a sailor. I don't understand these things.
Yeah, no. Can we talk him back from that a little bit?
We could try. He seems very adamant, and you know how he can be.
I know. I think we're doing enough, I'm all for, big presentation, but
I feel like I'm doing
too
quite a bit.
much,
Yeah.
Like you want to take one accessory away.
So we're going in. We want to talk him down.
Yeah, as of now, yeah. Or at least poke some holes in this reasoning.
Okay, I'll back you up, of course, as always.
Thanks.
So he kind of opens the door and puts on a smile. He's just like, oh, hello, hey, how's it going? Good evening. And you guys all kind of sit around the conference table, and you can tell when you get in there, they kind of look up at you. The captain's seated and looking at some document. Kurt's kind of standing over her shoulder, pointing at stuff.
Okay.
And then he's like, oh, very exciting. I think we found a faster way to reach New Valentos.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
How much faster?
Well, it should save us at least a day, maybe two, which, the headlines pulling that off will be fantastic and huge.
Will it? But there's so much entertainment on the, seventh deck. A lot of people have a lot of shows.
Well,
there's a lot of parties to attend. I don't want to cram it all in. I felt like the schedule we went over millions of times.
I think the schedule is fantastic, and I think we want to do this more and more. We want to get more people out here and on this and taking this journey. And the faster we can do it, isn't that exciting?
You know what's exciting? Enjoying life. That's
Right.
exciting. Out of character.
Yeah.
Can I win this argument?
Go ahead. Actually, give me an insight check.
Which die is that?
Chop off his finger.
Okay. Which one is
How
that?
to win an argument. Roll a d20.
Okay.
And then I think it's your
14 plus
wisdom, and then
my wisdom is +3 plus 14 plus 2,
Right.
so 19.
yeah.
Okay.
You've worked with Kurt a bit.
Kurt has little glasses, yes?
No, he's I think I just wrote down Tom Wamsgams.
Okay.
For his description for me. He's basically just he wants the story. He wants the narrative that this ship made it as fast as possible across here.
Right.
And you know that he is prone to cutting corners and just kind of trying to get away with it.
Uh-huh.
So that seems to be what's going on here.
I love being well prepared, you know that.
As do I.
Remember when we did that big, build the high rise as fast as we could, remember that?
Yes, and I remember we had to slow it down because everyone was like, what about the safety?
Nothing. You learned nothing from that?
Well, I learned that it costs us quite a bit of money to delay it.
We have a lot of money. We've budgeted this out. We're working with an energy that I think is already pretty impressive.
Of course, I think we can all agree, and the captain's like, of course, we can all agree it's very impressive.
I just don't want to underestimate it. It's been new to us. How long have we known about it?
That's very recent, yes.
Uh-huh.
But everything's been going smoothly. It's been skyrocketing this company. It's Vital Horizons Solutioneering has replaced Varko Industries as the main brand. It's I mean, this is a moment in history we're talking
It is, and what if it goes wrong? What kind of
That's just stinking thinking. And the captain's like, I agree, that's stinking thinking.
stinking thinking? How did you keep your jobs after the high rise?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check. And this is sort of to represent convincing the captain, not necessarily Kurt.
Okay, so that's 16.
16? Yeah, I think the captain, when you say that, is kind of just like, you can see her face kind of like shift a little bit, and she's like, I mean, we should listen to her. She makes some compelling arguments here. I mean, maybe we shouldn't alter the course so drastically.
I just think.
Maybe we should get back on course, is what I'm saying.
What did you want to do? 2 more days?
Well, we've already made
2 days less?
We've already made some adjustments. But we can get back on course if you'd like.
That's 3 galas.
The captain's like, I'll talk to the navigator and get us back on track as soon as possible.
I really appreciate that. I want to let's just do this one. Let's just get on this. Let's just do this one. We can make the other one turbo fast.
So the captain is like, I'm on it right now, and she stands up and leaves, and like Kurt is just kind of there, just the two of you and Angus
okay.
there.
Okay.
Kurt's just like looks and he's like, well, I hope you're right about this one, and stands up and leaves.
Kurt, hold on one moment. What do you mean by that?
Well, I'm just following your lead here, so you know.
No. We don't talk like this to me. Not like this right now. You're usually like, I can tell in your tone, you're uneasy.
I'm fine.
Is there something chasing us, Kurt?
Chasing
something
us?
I don't know. Why do we need to go so fast?
You heard my argument. If we get there faster, that headline makes us quite a bit of money for quite a long time. If we slow down, more galas. That was convincing to the captain. So congratulations.
What was in her hand?
Sorry.
What was in the captain's hand?
I
Just
don't-
paper, right?
Yeah, just paper.
What was on it? Could you see?
Yeah, actually, it's still there. And when you see it, there is a chart there.
Okay.
And without even making a check, you can see that it is just a map here. And there's a course, and you can see that there was a course that was like drawn in, which probably from Dazzle. And then you can see where it diverted, and it leads through another section that it's a faster route. Like you could see the distances even less. And there's an area on the map that is labeled Calismo Reefs.
Huh. Shit. Okay. Can we make contact to shore, the final destination, have a gala put in place there?
For arrival?
Yes. Just and take away a gala here, add it to land there.
Are you saying it to Angus?
Yes.
Probably. Yes, I'll start talking to people. I'll start sending some missives.
Okay.
I'll be on it right now. I need
Okay, great.
kind of
Yeah, and then also let the captain know I'm fine with this.
Wait, so you want to go faster?
After considering the map, considering, the jobs it can provide, the more money, the parties, the people,
Are you sure?
the route.
All right. Well, now it's only fair that I cut to Daz. Give me another perception check, this time with advantage, because you've been up there for a little bit now.
Okay, well, that was a nat 20.
Okay, we'll take that. As you're kind of like just sprawling out here, like this is easy. Like this course is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
You could do it in your sleep. Sometimes you kind of do it in your sleep. You know this path. You're an expert navigator. Looking up at the stars right now, this is wrong. They should be a different heading. Something's wrong. You're not going in the same course you had laid out for the ship.
They didn't have me change the course, but they changed the course without me.
Seems like it.
I just look up and I say, where in the hell are we?
With the natural 20, I think you would even be able to say, being a sailor and like having this knowledge, that the heading you're on is taking you into. Go ahead and make a history check with advantage.
Okay. Okay, 16.
You're like, okay, you're like, zoom out. Where's the map? Where are we? Where's our relation bearing on this? Oh my God. We are going straight into the Calismo Reefs.
Right.
Which is like an area in this world that is sort of plagued by supernatural phenomena. It's a place sailors avoid. It's
The Bermuda Triangle of this world.
Yeah. With even rockier like crags underneath too, like dangerous reefs.
So I know it's that we're going through the Calismo Reefs. I'm overwhelmed right now
Okay.
because I did not
No.
set this up.
Not at all.
So how I feel deeply betrayed.
Yeah. So where do you go? What do you do?
I go straight to the captain.
So you head towards the captain's
Yeah.
quarters. Okay. I'll pick up there in a minute. Fire's going off in the kitchen. Back to this chaos. You just downed one of them. Mm-hmm. You're trying to get into the vault?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Give me another lockpick check, which is just dexterity check.
Okay, 1.
So you have an ability, I should have mentioned this before, and this is all kind of new. You have an ability called Lucky Bastard.
Yeah, I'll use Lucky Bastard.
Okay.
Not much better, but 8.
Okay. With an 8, you are trying to pick this lock. It's making a little bit of a noise. So go ahead and give me another perception check in this chaos.
14.
Guntar, your attention is kind of peaked as you see this elven woman kind of hunched over by the vault.
Yep.
Seemingly trying to pick the door.
But I also have one more guard.
That's also happening.
That's also
and
there,
it's also
yes.
turning its attention to you. So what do you do?
Guntar is seething in rage. He's feeling very warm, and he gets his
She likes.
He gets what she likes. He gets his second wind,
Check my rolls here.
and then something possesses him after that to attack and deal a very, very powerful, dare I say, fiery blow to the
We hope so.
guard. Yes.
So first of all, go ahead and roll a d10,
D10, second wind.
and then add 1 to that, and that's how many hit points you gain back when you get your second wind.
7.
7. So you regain. You're at full health.
Great.
Yeah.
Back to full health.
That you feel the fire
Yes,
inside
he feels
you.
the fire inside him. He's back to full health.
Bad for me, but I'm glad for you.
Yes, he's back to full health, and he turns around and he deals a blow to the
Automaton.
automaton.
Okay, go for it. Make another attack roll.
It says 2.
2 plus 6 is not gonna hit.
Okay.
After that, is that heat just kind of overwhelms you, and the
Yeah.
heat, that fast heat cold.
Yeah, it's
it just
that
kinda
I
freezes
hit
you
him
up
and it doesn't.
whiff. You do see that he clocks you.
Yeah.
So what do you do now?
And then I start to just go again at the lock.
Okay. Awesome.
Guntar's not having. it. He says, "Stay away, elven woman."
All right.
I bring my raisins.
Okay. So do you want to keep trying to pick it? Do you want to run? What choice are you making action-wise?
How far is he from me?
He's within medium range, so 20 or 30 feet. Yeah.
I'll help you fight the automaton after. Just let me do this. And then I just try and immediately go into the lock.
Okay. Give me another check.
13.
I'll say this: you're getting further into it. You
Okay,
almost
I'm
get
making
the
some headway.
DC is now for the next check will be lower,
Okay.
but you're making progress. I'm gonna get back to you. You're heading back towards the captain's quarters. Just beelining there. There's people in your way. You're just chucking through them. Go ahead and just give me an athletics check, which I think Dazzle's good at.
I am, but I rolled 7 with my proficiency
Nice.
bonus.
They're just too distracted. There's just too much going on. Your way is kind of impeded. There's people carrying trays.
Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Crab cake?
There's a point where you go by and there's this very fresh homemade fruity pastry that someone is carrying by. It's distracting.
So unique.
But you are heading further and further into the captain's quarters, kind of winding your way through there. When you start to feel something wrong, more wrong than the stars being wrong, it's almost like a static electricity starts to happen.
Yes.
And your whiskers and the tufts of your hair kind of start to prickle. Something's wrong. Helmer, are you just eating at this restaurant, or what are you doing?
Helmer took some food back to his. Does he have a quarters?
Yeah, you would have quarters.
Yeah.
They would be probably in the 3rd tier, but yeah.
Yeah, he took some glitter crab back to his quarters.
Okay.
And he's in solitude there.
Celebrating the victory, or
Yeah.
How are you feeling right now?
He's watching the clock.
Okay.
He's counting down. I mean, how close are we to 11:30?
Probably another 2 hours.
Tick tock.
Yeah.
He's just killing time.
Just sitting there eating the crab cake, super slow, just
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
The dish that you kind of carry this in on starts to rattle and sort of come alive a little bit and clatter.
Oh no.
And then some of the furnishings in the bed start to shake a little bit. Give me a perception check. Real quick.
It's 11.
11?
Yeah.
This some kind of storm, maybe? Seems to be, maybe it's just shaking the place.
Okay.
It feels like an
I'll
earthquake, but you're on the ocean, so.
Okay, I'll open the cabin, my door, whatever I have, and like look around to see if anyone else is like doing the same thing.
Let's see. Yeah, when you look outside, there's nobody there. It's pretty empty.
Okay.
Zythe, in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Put this fire out.
All right.
Everything in control.
Things are okay now. I am still kind of like tiffed with my staff, and nobody got me water.
I'll say that you go over to finally get yourself some water, and you go to pick up the pitcher and start to pour yourself a glass. And as you're pouring it, the water pours into the cup, but then starts to float out of the cup.
What the fuck?
And then you realize that you start to float up a little bit.
Oh shit! I should never eat expired pasta.
Diana, you're heading back with Angus to
Yes.
Where?
The
Or no, you
nuns.
split up because you had him to go send the directions to Kurt.
Right.
So where are you going?
Yeah, I'm on my way. I have another assistant robot, just a very bare bones
It's like automaton. just to carry
automaton
stuff. Okay.
bodyguard like person, like chauffeur, handler,
Okay.
a little bit, but like very low function, like
Gotcha.
just get me to one place to another safely.
Gotcha. And you're kind of walking down this hallway, and give me a perception check, actually.
That's my 20.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 10 plus
13.
Oh, 13, just a 13.
Yeah. So with a 13, you hear this like faint click where it sounds like something might have gone wrong in these things. This isn't the first time. You've been around these things a bit. Like your family makes these things. It clicked a little bit. It seems like it, and it just sort of like freezes up and stops. And as that's happening, you kind of stop in this hallway as you're walking down. There's a mirror, and you see like this big sculptural hair that's happening. You see that flower that you stuck in your hair just starts to like float up on its own. And then sort of like the looser parts of your hair start to dangle up, and the gravity starts, you can feel it, the gravity stops, and you just start floating a little bit.
Oh, we got there faster than I thought. Okay.
The two of you are in this moment. There's one more automaton. You're still trying to get into the vault. The top of the round would be the automaton, so it is going to try to swing at you again.
Okay.
That's going to be a 9 plus, not enough. I think that's an 11. Yeah, it doesn't hit you.
Great.
So it just sort of like whoom, swings and like lands in the ground.
Yeah.
Seeing that happen, you see that it swings, and like the force of it is usually a lot faster.
Yeah.
But it was like trying to overcome something, and then it just seems slower than normal. It's like easy for you to dodge.
Yes.
Something's wrong. What do you do?
I myself go for another hit.
Okay, go for it.
10.
Plus 6, right?
Yep, then yeah.
So 16 hits. So go ahead and roll damage.
6.
Fuck yeah.
Plus.
Go ahead and describe how you destroy this thing.
Oh. Whew. All right. Guntar
Is 6'8".
6'8". What he does is he comes with his sword and gets it in there, but then grabs it by the head and rips off his head, and then just yells, "Guntar is great!" and then throws the head at the door where the thief is trying to pick the lock.
I'm pretty sure it hits the lock and opens it. I'm just gonna put that
Well,
out there.
let's see. Go ahead and roll. Just roll
Okay.
5.
5. It goes wide, just bounces and clangs a lot. It actually bounces, like, it bounces off the wall, like, it bounces back towards you, and you have to, like, step up to not, like, slip on it. Go ahead and give me one last check for trying to get into the vault here.
Oh, that was so close. Okay, 12.
12. Even with that progress, like, something's wrong. Like, you're like, okay, I understand this lock. I studied this lock. You're a thief. You've done this before.
Yeah.
You know? You're forcing this in here. The weight of the locks inside here, something's wrong.
Got it.
They're not moving the way you like ought to.
Yeah.
And then you see over that the head of that automaton that Guntar just threw just goes and starts to float up off the ground, and then you catch all of yourselves floating up off the ground. And then I need everybody to make an intelligence saving throw.
Is that
Whoa.
my D20?
Got 18.
5.
Mine was 11.
Helmer
19.
and Zythe.
10.
All right, we're gonna go to break.
Ah.
And we'll come back and find out what happens.
Oh my gosh.